Hey guys, I wanted to talk about the pros and cons of the mini dental implants versus regular implants. Somebody had commented on, I believe my wax trying video, my last wax trying video, and asked me if I could do a video comparing the two. And I already knew quite a bit about the mini dental implants, but because that's what I have. But I did do a little bit of research, but before I get into that, I wanted to say that, I've talked a lot about, the struggles of going through this, the depression, the frustrations, and I've told you guys that I have cats. I have 4 cats. I have one adult that we've had for probably 3 years. Her name's Gracie. Well, we got 2 kittens last year who we named Faith and Hope. 2 months later, we got a 3rd kitten, and all these guys came from the same litter. Well, we had her name picked out before we actually got her, and her name was Love. So we have Faith, Hope, Love, and Gracie. Well, when we got Loved, we realized that was the perfect name for this gal. Why am I telling you all this? These kittens and cats have got me through some of the worst times of my life. This last year has been rough. I've struggled, but they have been there for me unconditionally. And I just want to show you a little clip of kind of what I'm talking about. So maybe, if you're going through something, if you're just going through the tooth process, the denture process, you're really struggling, you're really depressed, you're at a point where you're very frustrated, you've got to divert your attention to something that makes you happy. Don't stay in the negative. That will affect your mental, your physical, and eventually it will rub off on other people. So I know it's hard. I really do. But when you find yourself in one of those moments where you're really frustrated or you're really depressed, stop. Take a deep breath. Pray. And then divert your attention to something that you enjoy, whether it be your animals, contacting one of your good friends to talk, getting on Facebook and in one of the denture groups and just posting how you feel or what's going on at the moment, knitting, whatever it be. Divert your attention to something else. So I'm going to show you a clip, and then we'll get into the pros and cons of mini dental implants versus regular dental implants. Hey guys, when I'm having a bad day, this right here makes it all better. This is my lover cat. Before we got her, we already had a name picked out for her. Her name was Love. And it is the perfect name for this gal. She is a lover. Absolutely has to be right next to me. Don't you? Huh? Best feeling in the world. Best feeling in the world. Alright guys, before I start this, you're going to hear me say the pros of the regular implants. You're going to hear me say there aren't that many. Well, I want to rephrase that, but I don't want to record the whole section of video again. There wasn't much information that I could find on the regular implants, period. So I'm giving you what I found, okay? Okay, guys. I had someone ask me to do a video on the pros and cons of the mini dental implants versus regular implants, okay? First of all, the mini dental implants is also called an implant retained denture. Full implants, it's called an implant supported denture, okay? Let's start with the full implants or the implant supported denture. The pros of this, there aren't very many, but for the full implants, your bite is closer to your natural bite if you get the full implants or the implant supported denture. Also, the implants actually take the force of the chewing, okay? Some of the cons of the full implants or the implant supported is that they're more expensive. They require more healing time and they require more bone. So it's possible that you would have to have bone grafting done. Okay, now let's go to the minis. I found a lot of stuff on the minis. The pros of the minis, they're less expensive, they're less invasive, which means you have a faster healing time. Less side effects. Most of the time, the denture can be put on the minis immediately. Now, that wasn't the case for me. I had the minis put in and I had to wait, which I think is better. I think it's better after you have extractions, implants, that you take some time in between surgeries to heal. Also, the minis take up less space. Now, the minis are narrower. Now, the length of the implants, minis versus regular, is the same. The biggest difference is with the minis, the post and the abutment are all one piece, okay? With the regulars, you have a post and then the abutment is separate, okay? Some of the cons of the minis, though. In order for the minis to be effective, you would have to have a group of them. So the only way you would be able to get the mini implants is if you were having all your teeth replaced or like a set of them. With just a regular implant, you could use that just to have one tooth replaced. Sorry guys, it's so hot out here. Another con, well, I don't really see this as a con. I guess it could be a pro or con of the minis, is that your gums actually take the force of the chewing, okay? So, it's just like if you had just regular dentures, but it's going to be more secure. So, with regular dentures, your gum is taking the force of the chewing. Same goes for these mini implants. Your gum is taking the force of the chewing. So, I'm trying to think. Oh, one other con of the minis is that if you grind your teeth, I saw where the minis could wear down quicker, a lot faster. So, I hope this helps you guys. I will tell you that a lot of the people that I know, like from the denture groups or people that I've met, most everybody I've met have only had implants put on the bottom. Now, if I would have had the top and bottom done at the same time, I would have chose to have the implants put on the bottom, just because it's a lot harder to keep a bottom denture in. But most of the women or men that I know that have an implant or they have the implant supported dentures, which they have 2 full-size implants on the bottom, okay? I believe if you were to get minis on the bottom, you would probably have to have at least 4. But with the full size, you only need 2. So I hope this clears some things up. I know a lot of people are wanting information on these implants. So I'm trying to do as much research and learn as much as I can so I can answer your all's questions. But if anybody has any questions, anything that I talked about that you're still unsure of, just leave me a message in the comments. And if I don't have the answer, I will get it for you. Okay? You guys have a great evening. Have a great weekend. And I will talk to you soon.